Hey everyone, you're listening to the Squirrels Nest, where you can indulge your nutty side. I'm Meg.
And I'm Abby, and we're your squirrely hosts.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Hoping you're having a lovely day, night, evening, dusk, dawn. Today, we are going to be doing a fun activity that we are calling Mount Rushmore of Fictional Characters.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. This one's really exciting.
Oh, very exciting for multiple reasons. You know, we've done a couple rankings here, and the most challenging part has been the actual ranking of them. And the benefit of doing Mount Rushmore is that the principle is, here are 4 people. It could be anything. We could do the Mount Rushmore of candy bars, but someone decided a billion years ago or whenever Mount Rushmore was made that 4 people deserve to be in stone forever.
With their heads.
With their heads.
Not body, heads.
Their heads. So we are going to be doing our Mount Rushmores of different types of fictional characters. We will go through our Mount Rushmore for villains, protagonists, side characters, and hot take hate. Which
That one I'm
is,
excited for.
who do we hate that is an unpopular opinion of hating? And these fictional characters range from books, movies, TV shows, animated, children's shows,
Yeah.
action, who you name it. The world is
Comics.
your oyster.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm very excited. Want to dive in?
Absolutely. Make sure as you're following along to leave your comments down below.
Yes.
Hate comments always welcome. Fight with us. Tell us your opinions. All right. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then we'll sum up
One.
our 4, and then we'll move on to the next category. So we're going to start with villains because I think that's a very compelling category. We made sure not to pick antagonist or anti-hero because villain can kind of be both or neither.
Yes. And yeah. And I think this, let's just say our thing. So you go first.
Okay. I'm going to start with V from V for Vendetta.
I'm so sorry, but I've never seen that.
I know it's tough. I kind of hope that we would have a chance to watch it before we did the podcast because it's probably one of the most compelling villains, anti-heroes I've ever seen in my entire life.
Interesting.
Yeah. I would highly recommend everyone watch it. It's a question of... It's a political commentary, and V is this character who is a terrorist anarchist, essentially, that challenges a fascist dictatorship regime and calls into question who is allowed to lead a revolution and a rebellion. Is it an individual? Is it a group of people? Who decides? And when is violence justified?
V is the villain?
V, I would define as an anti-hero, who is, I would say, the main character of the movie, though also the villain. Very good. I think we will.
That's intriguing.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys just heard her pitch, but that makes me want to watch.
Very good. Also stars Natalie Portman. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's some good stuff right there.
Absolutely.
All right. Do you want to hear mine?
Absolutely.
All right. I just want to put for premise. When I was thinking about Mount Rushmore, I was thinking your face is going to be ingrained, and many people are going to see it. I want you to be. You okay? May just try to drink water and she spilled. Your face is going to be ingrained in stone, and a lot of people are going to come and a lot of people are going to see it. So I want you to be iconic. I want you to be memorable.
Fair.
And so for number 1, it's not in any order, but for number 1, I have Voldemort.
Bold.
I think that imagine his face.
Okay, yeah.
On stone. No, that's not the reason why.
It sounds like aesthetics is playing a really huge part in this. And I've
only said 1.
Okay, sure, but might I add that V would be a very fascinating card because V only wears a mask. You never see the actor's face the entire time. And it's you would recognize the mask. I bet if I showed you a picture of V, you would be like, oh, I know that character. But anyway, I would love to hear you talk about why you think Voldemort is an interesting and iconic villain. Because I
never
agree.
said interesting.
Oh, okay.
I said iconic.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I was thinking if I really wanted to push the envelope, I was going to put Dumbledore up there.
I completely agree. I think that would have been the exact push that this world needs.
But there are things that Dumbledore did that were clearly, obviously wrong, and he is a villain. However, there are things that he did that was right. That was semi-right. So I didn't think that he was... Okay, you have to hear the rest of my list, too, for me to fully explain this. But I just thought Voldemort was also so iconic to my life and my Mount Rushmore. This is my Mount Rushmore. And Voldemort... And I want to specify movie Voldemort, okay?
Okay.
Movie Voldemort, just he's iconic. His delivery, his presence.
Who's the actor again? Tom something? No, that's his name. Tom Riddle. What the heck is that? He's also in Grand Budapest Hotel.
Tom Felton is also...
That's Draco.
Draco. But then, it's close.
Yeah.
So he was just so iconic. He stole the spotlight.
Yeah.
Stole
he
the spotlight. Was iconic. So I had to. I
think I might have considered him, but I honestly wasn't drawn. I just felt like he was just evil. But you're right. He was iconic. But see, this is where it's different. Right. I wanted to feature. So my next villain is Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. I will go to my grave saying that Anakin Skywalker is the best developed fall from grace tragic hero ever to exist.
Okay. I had him. All right. So on my list, I had him as a potential villain, but I decided not to include him because I don't think he was a villain.
I think he was a tragic hero that became a villain. And honestly, I think it's because Darth Vader, Anakin, there's so many debates about whether Anakin is Darth Vader, especially with the new Kenobi movie and how Anakin perceives his own identity as it relates to Darth Vader. However, I can't divorce Darth Vader's actions from Anakin Skywalker, even if philosophically he claims that that's not his identity anymore. Darth Vader, because he returns as Anakin Skywalker. He dies as Anakin Skywalker. So that means that he must take credit for all of his actions as Darth Vader. Does that make sense?
Not really, but
because Anakin Skywalker died as Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
His time as Darth Vader is legitimate in terms of his character, and he did such villainous acts. I can't say that outweighs.
He did villainous acts as Anakin too.
Yeah, I agree. Like killing younglings. So he certainly is a villain. I thought we were not on the same page about him being a villain.
No. Oh, yes. No. Yes. Okay. This is so... I don't think he's a villain.
Okay. So
I think it's because...
So everything I just said.
No. Okay, I had him on my list, but I was like, ooh, but I have a soft spot for him.
Exactly. That's
so
why...
I was like, I can't put him as a villain.
Why not? Just because you're a villain. The two people I've named so far are some of my favorite characters in...
No, but I think he has a good core.
Sure. But aren't the best villains
But some of my Mount Rushmores, I specifically did not include them because I thought that their core could have been good.
I don't think that goodness or badness or evil is the true test of a villain. And that's where I think it comes in. I think the epitome of a quality villain is someone who is operating under some belief that what they're doing is for some group's good. Yeah. They have a twisted, deranged understanding of good. They aren't just like villains that are operating with just in a vile nature are too one-dimensional for me to belong on a Mount Rushmore. Despite how iconic they might be, they're too one-dimensional. It's stale.
See, this is why I had such a hard time because I was like, I could choose Dumbledore. I could choose all these other characters. I had so many characters.
All right, who's your next one then?
My next one is Scar.
Scar!
From The Lion King.
Okay, I can hear that. I think I had Scar on. Okay, tell me why.
Scar, he's just, I think this was the first time, too, as a child, you see some brutal shit. He, dead ass, let go.
Fratricide.
Of his brother. Just let him fall into the, what? No, not the buffaloes.
The stampede,
What are they? Oh my gosh. Wildebeest.
There you go. Wildebeest.
He just let him fall.
And he made his nephew think he was guilty. Yeah. That
was psychotic. That was psychotic. I was like, whoo. And not only that, that's his song.
Be prepared. Oh. Be prepared. That's comparable to How Can I Refuse by Preminger from Princess and the Pauper.
And so I was just like, this is just such an iconic character that I feel like a lot of people can relate to as just being badass villain.
Sure, definitely a pillar of people's childhood if they did
Right.
watch anything Disney.
Right. See the theme here?
Sure.
Voldemort, Scar.
Sure. Yeah,
And I was like, they can't not be etched in stone.
So far, both. Oh my god. Okay, so far, both of our villains share something, or I guess mine, Anakin, more relates to this, where Voldemort and Scar both had a sense of disbelonging, and that they had been treated unfairly, and that they deserved, and their type of justice was retributive.
Villain origin story.
They had a.
I can't wait for you to hear one of
villain
mine.
origin story. Okay, so my next one is Cersei Lannister.
Yes, that was on my list. I did
Okay,
not put her
great.
on Mount Rushmore, but she was on my list.
Abigail.
I know. You'll hear my reasoning why. You continue.
Abigail.
Continue.
I don't know what I have to say to explain how much Cersei Lannister deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of villains. The
does.
calculation, the complexity of how she perceives herself in the world and her loved ones, it's truly fascinating and riveting and appalling all at the same time.
The thing is, though,
plus her outfits are always bomb as shit. She just carries this air about her when she walks, when she speaks. She has this twitch of her mouth and her eyes when she's like
she's a
really
phenomenal
calculating.
actress.
Oh my god, everything about it is just iconic.
But the thing is, I think she's a complex character that I
Yes.
also see good in, and I think I was misconstrued. And so when I
don't
was
see
going,
good in her.
don't.
I don't think a mother's like instinctual love for their child makes them good. That's the only redeeming thing I can think about her, and I don't think that makes you good.
Yeah, but she has at least one redeeming thing.
Sure, but we all know that one redeeming thing might not be good enough to cut it.
Yeah, but most of my villains don't have any redeeming qualities.
Sure, but okay, well,
But okay, yes, I've had her. She was, and then she got booted, and I'll tell you,
who did she get booted for?
Joffrey, her son.
Again with the you just picked. What is the word? Vile is vileness the
Okay, well, this is the
nominalization of
thing.
vile?
The thing is, Cersei's
Shockingly
a serpent
wicked.
and shockingly wicked. Joffrey, when I watched him on screen, I felt vile. Like, I felt vile. I felt anger. He was just epitome of villain and evil.
That's true. I understand.
And
that.
so I was like,
yeah,
Cersei made me question whether or not she was a villain.
Yeah.
I do think she was a much more complex character, for sure. But Joffrey just made my bones quake.
Sure. Yeah, he certainly evoked something
Hatred.
more than disgust.
Yeah.
Absolute like
Vile. Like, just...
yeah.
Yeah, it was so he made it. So he booted his mom.
I can see that argument, though. Again, I would argue that it's one dimensional, but it seems as though our
I know it's
perceptions
one.
of what an iconic villain is. Yeah. Okay. All right. So my last one then is Heath Ledger's The Joker from The Dark Knight.
Okay, I have not seen that Joker yet.
Abigail
I know
Marie.
that is probably the best. I saw the newest one, which I thought was phenomenal.
Well,
With
Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix.
Sorry,
yes.
sorry.
I cannot. Everyone that has seen The Dark Knight or has been adjacent to someone who's seen The Dark Knight knows how
Yeah, I know.
iconic Heath Ledger's performance is. And similar to V, it's about a response to what's going on in society. It's not born out of individual turmoil or individual strife. It's the individual against society, which is always just so fascinating to me, because I believe every single person has a right to respond and stand up for what they think is unjust.
Right.
And it's so compelling to see the lengths people will go.
That's why I don't think that they would be considered a villain.
He's certainly a villain. He's
No.
certainly a
Well,
villain.
okay, so the
Abigail,
other
you have not
Joker.
seen the
Have
movie.
you seen the other Joker?
No, I have not, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about
Okay,
Heath
but
Ledger
if we
from
just
Joker.
think about the other
No,
Joker
we're not.
for a second.
No, but he's not. We're not.
No. Let me say, he is also would be considered the villain. However, I see where he's coming from, so I can't name him a villain because I would do the same thing.
But what if you just have some villain in you? How about that? You ever thought about that?
Impossible.
Okay, well, that's hubris if I ever heard it. There are some wicked things that the Joker asks of people or does to people, and yet it all comes from a twisted understanding of what he thinks is just for others, because he believes that the things he's doing is utilitarian, that the loss of some is better for the good of all. And it's so fascinating how quickly that becomes violent.
Yeah, and it makes you question morals.
And merciless. Yeah, exactly.
Well, once again, morals are all
they're completely constructed.
constructed taboos.
Again,
Shout out to Peggy.
Shout out Peggy for taboos. That's what I think makes the most compelling Mount Rushmore worthy villain.
I totally understand that. I understand, and that's where I was drawn to.
All right, so who's your last one then? Does it? Let me. I want to think. Would
My
you
last
say
one's gonna be good for you.
Okay, I was gonna say, does it match up to your previous three, or does
No.
it more resemble mine? Okay.
It more resembles yours. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Walter White.
Abigail Paul. I literally wrote on here, I would put Walter White if I had seen the show because I know about his fall from grace.
I think
Please say more.
His character arc is just so good because they start off making you think he's the protagonist, but it's really just his villain origin story of him just being upset with his own. The only reason he was just looking for a way to get back, and cancer was
to regain power
after he backed out of the chemistry deal, and gosh, the finale, he was just such a villain, and they hit it so well from the audience and made you question, but by the end you were so sure that this man was just a villain all along, a villain trying to act good.
A Greek tragedy couldn't have been written better.
It wasn't even a tragedy.
What? Well, I think a tragedy is when you see someone lose semblance of control over themselves. Then they think they are, and it's tragic that someone once so good loses themselves.
Right. It's tragic that you're a villain.
No, I think it's the tragedy is the fall.
I thought the fall was really cool.
Well, sure, but it's still tragic in the potential of what could have been for the good.
Right. And so I had to. And also, okay, sure. Maybe it is, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it is also me picturing Mount Rushmore and picturing their faces. Because if we think about it, we've got Voldemort, Scar, Joffrey, and Walter White. All very distinct faces, like, just you know who they are.
Sure.
You know.
You would certainly know who mine are. V from V for Vendetta. Well, the interesting thing is, would I put Anakin Skywalker's face or Darth Vader's face? I think I would do a half and half. I would certainly do a split.
You'd have to split.
But
what would you split him as? Would you do his lava face?
No. Certainly his normal face. His, like, non-lavaed face.
Yeah, but would it have the crazy eyes? Or would it just be normal?
No, it would be normal. Because just because he was normal didn't mean there was still that touch of complexity.
Didn't he have yellow eyes at one point?
Yes, when he turned in right before and after he decimated the younglings.
Yeah.
Cersei, iconic. I would probably do long hair Cersei and the Joker, obviously. I'm so fascinated that we have not had any overlap.
I am really fascinated too. There was one character that I decided not to put on because I thought it would just be obvious overlap. Not for villains.
Oh, okay. All right, so do you want to move on to protagonists?
Yeah.
Okay, you want
Okay, wait. Let's just go over our villains.
Okay.
My Mount Rushmore. Voldemort, Scar, Joffrey, and Walter White.
My Mount Rushmore. V, Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker, Cersei Lannister, and Heath Ledger's the Joker.
I like the clarification.
Thank you. Again, comment down below. Where does it rank?
Also, which one do you resonate more with? Yeah. Which one would you be like, yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore.
That's my Mount Rushmore. Okay, I'm going to start with protagonist because if any of you bitches know me, you know who my number one protagonist is. And I'm going to rank this bitch as my number one. It's Katniss Everdeen. Yeah. It's got to be. It's got to be. How it would be a lie to myself and my identity if she was not on my Mount Rushmore.
And that's the person that I decided not to include because I was like, I feel like also I love Katniss Everdeen as a character. As a human being, I don't know if I would like her.
I literally couldn't care less about that.
Yeah.
I
don't know if she can be on my Mount Rushmore. And I knew she was going to be on yours. So I was like, well.
That's true.
It doesn't matter.
I am a slut for self-sacrifice for your sibling. That hooked me. There was so much. And I honestly loved, though I loved the love triangle and I love romance, I appreciated how much Katniss put her own mental battle over trying to work out her romantic feelings. Her romantic feelings got sidelined so that she could prioritize herself and what her duty was to herself and society and the rebellion. And I think as a 13-year-old, that frustrated the shit out of me. But I think now, especially like the Hunger Games series has only aged like fine wine, especially in the world that we're living in right now,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion. And I think it's beyond admirable and mature to prioritize yourself and figuring out your own self and your own issues instead of
so
leaning
young.
into someone else
She was so young.
as such a young.
She was iconic. So that's, I question. She's on my list, but she's not one that I highlighted.
I appreciate you letting me bask in the Katniss Everdeen Mount Rushmore spotlight.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate that.
Of course, because
It's
she does
truly disrespect.
She does deserve her face etched in stone.
Mm-hmm.
She does. There's no question about that. Just not mine. All right, are you ready for mine?
Yes.
I have Daenerys.
Oh, bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew this was going to be one that we were going to both agree upon. They did her so dirty.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say Daenerys is also on mine, so we can
Skip
discuss
if
it.
you
Skip for Game of Thrones spoilers.
really
I don't
giving
know.
you time right now.
5
Skip.
minutes maybe. I feel like this could be a ramble because of how much it infuriates us. So just go for it. Whatever. We'll put it in the watermark. We'll do something.
Watermark.
I don't know what the words are. Okay.
Caption?
Anyway,
I don't know.
Okay. They fucked her.
Yeah, they screwed her over so hard.
And before, these are the hate
screwed over
comments
all
that I'm
women.
going to get the most. Yes, these are the hate comments I'm going to get the most angry at, but I still welcome them because democracy and freedom of speech.
Democracy.
If they wanted to make her have a fall from grace, it was too quick, and it was not, the foundation upon which it was built was so lacking, and it was a straw man logic. It was
I don't
just
think
flimsy.
I don't think that's valid for any hate comment at all. I think that's logical.
And it's quite infuriating that when a powerful female figure that, although in the show there were issues of white saviorism because of the way that the producers decided to racialize the inhabitants of Westeros and Essos,
Right.
which George R. R. Martin has said is not the case in his book, but just, and I understand the issues with being like a savior, like liberator. I understand the problems with that, but the principle of coming from a place where you are abused to want to changing the world and breaking the wheel for agency's sake, not because you want to project your idea of justice or fairness, but because you want an individual to be able to make that choice for themselves.
Yeah, or like these people need to, everybody needs to be liberated. Everybody is under the system of power dynamics that are horrible.
Yep. Like the recognition that some people that hold the power are still not at fault. The growth that she has to then all of a sudden snap. And I can't stand how much they floundered that.
And if you like the Mad Queen route,
In my opinion,
I'm just kidding. But
same.
Listen, I understand it, but it was so poorly written and it was so rushed. It was so, if that's how you want to live your life, sure, whatever. But you know what? Screw it. When it comes to an ending, I want a happy ending.
Especially,
at least a little bit of resolve. At least a little bit. I didn't care if she died, but she should have died the person that she had been growing to be this entire time.
God. She did not die who her character growth was.
Her character development was thrown out the window. They did
the men
not
peed on it.
Had they developed her more into becoming a mad queen, maybe I could respect it. I have to put my own feelings aside for how much I love her, but maybe then I could respect it. The writing was not fully developed.
No, and
you cannot say that it was adequate.
They also didn't even, if they wanted to do the Mad Queen thing, they didn't even make her crazy enough. Like, there was nowhere in her character that she would ever burn innocence. That could literally never happen unless she went clinically insane. But they didn't even make her go clinically insane. They made her just be in grief.
It
just makes
obviously she would do that. Also, they were doing that character development with Cersei. Yeah, they were all ready to do it.
They did it. Then why make two fucking mad women?
Like, why kill off all the women?
Why make all the women go to shit? You can't have one. God, it's fucking infuriating.
Except, we'll get
it's
to
so
that.
Infuriating.
We'll get to
if you need any evidence why she's an iconic protagonist, main character, hero, if you will, go listen to Dracarys, Misa, and Against All Odds on Spotify. They are songs from the Game of Thrones soundtrack that are just epic. And Blood of My Blood. Such amazing 4 songs that there's no way you can hear them and not want to go
also
batshit.
She's only a mad queen when a woman pulls the same shit that men did. Same exact shit.
Yeah. There's so many other instances.
Like, people will claim that they started to show her going mad because she killed off 2 commanders that didn't bend the knee. We see Ned Stark do the same thing. John, we see
Robb.
we see all these men do that. And yet that was a clue to her development.
Horrible.
Instead, she was judged because God forbid. I don't understand the logic.
Fallacy.
The logic leap is insane.
It's infuriating.
And it's like, and listen, have your own opinion. If you wanted her to go that way, sure. But at least acknowledge that they did a horrible job writing it.
Yep.
I didn't want her to go that way. Obviously, that's my opinion. But if you have the other opinion, at least acknowledge that they screwed it up.
Yeah, they didn't do it well.
And they also screwed up John's character, but let's not get into that.
Let's move on. Who's your next protagonist? Because we've now done 2 of mine by accident.
Oh, we did?
Because
right. My next one was Jack Sparrow.
Okay. Yep, mine. He just missed for me.
Just missed. I think he's so iconic. One, he was my childhood. Just live, love, Jack Sparrow. I made my entire room themed Pirates of the Caribbean.
What a free spirit he is.
He really
loving spirit.
And he was just so, like, he hit all the boxes for me. Hilarious. Decent hearted.
Yeah, just decent. Like B- heart.
B- heart, for sure. But just, if you saw his face, you would be like, yeah, that's
God.
a protagonist. And his run,
So
Johnny
funny.
Depp, shout out to Johnny Depp for just nailing that character right in the head.
I literally don't think that that's the expression.
Probably
At
not.
all.
Probably not.
Right, nailing him in the head. Sure.
Probably just nailed it.
Yeah, but he's an icon. Pirates of the Caribbean.
So he had to
iconic.
be. He had to. I was like, you cannot.
Yeah, he just
not
missed mine.
put him.
Just missed mine.
On Mount Rushmore, especially for me. Especially for me.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yep. Okay, so my next character echoes what I said about self-sacrifice for siblings, and it is George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm so shocked.
I love that movie. It makes me cry every
I love
time.
that movie too.
And the selflessness of that man.
I need to rewatch that movie because for some reason I feel like I did not like him.
What? How? He gives up everything for everyone else in his life. Abby, the stock market crashes, and he's supposed to go on his honeymoon, and he starts
That's
giving
so
cash
true.
to people
That
in
is
the
so
town.
true. What does he do that really pissed me off?
I have literally no idea. When
Maybe
he
it
yelled
was-
at his kids because he was tweaking out because his uncle had lost.
Like I said, I
His-
need to rewatch it, and I haven't watched it since I was pretty young.
It's Abby. It's
I
remarkable.
love
and
that
amazing.
movie. I love that movie. But
And-
he just... Maybe I was pissed because he was about to throw his life away.
Yeah, maybe, but it's also like
And I was like, you have children.
he was
and
okay. Well, things happen.
Which is
and when you get
hypocritical of me.
Yeah, when you get everything stripped from you and you don't get any choice in your life, and
Right, so
you
I
feel like you're cornered. I get it, and
No, I get it too. I get it
Oh,
for sure. So that's why I'm
it's
saying
so
I need to
good.
rewatch.
I just think it's remarkable, and I'm really impressed that a character from that long ago, no offense, old people, that it has made such an impact on me. I highly recommend the movie. It is a Christmas movie, but I think it's just something if you need to feel good, you need a good cry, but you
Just
you
because
feel
it's-
hopeful in the end, like watch it.
Just because it's a Christmas movie doesn't mean like you can't watch it anytime.
Yes, and there are some movies that I just need to watch seasonally. Like I cannot
Oh.
watch The Sandlot not in the summer. Like it just doesn't feel right.
Or like Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that would be
Yeah,
weird.
like I just can't.
Yeah.
Forbidden.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
All right. I call me basic. I am. You know what can I say?
Yes.
Harry Potter.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
I know. I was
For
really
the sentimental value, for the like.
for the sentimental value. Like I said, this is
understand.
my Mount
I understand.
Rushmore.
I
Harry
understand.
Potter,
I don't know if I have any
Harry Potter,
characters on here.
Pirates of the Wow, Pirates of the Caribbean just like ruled my childhood. I couldn't not put him on there. I was really torn on I really wanted to put Hermione down. I really
Okay,
wanted.
so what made Harry Potter edge out Hermione? Because I would love to hear this argument.
Because I feel like, and listen, this is I'm playing into the patriarchy here.
Bitch.
They made him more of a protagonist. He was the chosen one.
Oh, I'll kill you.
I know.
Abigail.
I know. It made me hate myself too. Don't.
Okay,
I said it. I warned
I need
you.
to elaborate on why that means he deserves to be on Mount Rushmore over Hermione.
There was more development to his story that I appreciated than Hermione's, just because Hermione was a side character.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay.
And so I felt like it would. I was gonna put them both on, and then I was like, whoa, that's 2 spots on my Mount Rushmore.
50% of my Mount Rushmore goes to 2/3 of the Golden Trio.
Right.
I don't think so.
And I was like, I wish I could put Hermione there, but she didn't have as much character development as Harry did.
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay, I can agree with that rationale. I wish you had started with that.
Still the reason why she didn't was because they.
Sure, but okay, whatever. All right. So those are your protagonists.
Well, I have one more. I think I spelt it wrong.
Wait, hold on. You've done Daenerys, Harry
Jack.
Potter, Jack. Oh, okay. All right. So my last one is Annalise Keating from How to Get Away with Murder. Viola Davis as the badass Annalise Keating.
Yeah. That's
Absolute
wild.
fucking queen. Badass. Everyone wanted her. Everyone wanted her to go to jail. And she didn't do anything illegal the entire show. She was just covering everyone else's ass. Sure, was she a bitch sometimes? Was she bending the rules? Abso-fucking-lutely. Go off.
Go off.
But she...
Yeah.
My idol. My idol. I am in love with Viola Davis. I want her to narrate my life. I would like to meet her and just ask her questions about her life because I feel like she is as wise as a sage.
It's so interesting. Your Mount Rushmore has so many 2-dimensional multi-dimensional characters. And
I feel like that tracks for me. Could I ever exist in a space where it's one-dimensional?
That's very true. And I was looking more to the iconic route. Okay. Can I say mine?
Yep.
11 from Stranger Things.
Wow. Oh, wow. I did not see that coming.
She is not my favorite character. I'll say that much from Stranger Things. Love her. She's not my favorite character. But I was thinking about it and I was like, she's so... I'm so
floored right now.
I'm so floored. Intrigued to see where her character development goes.
Well, there's 1 season left.
Well, right. And they've developed it so well already. And she's grown so much. I felt like... And she's also so well known, and she is iconic. If we were to sketch her face, obviously there would be
Papa.
No.
Movie.
There would be like she would have the blood drip. Like it would just I just felt like, she deserves it. And she was one of the first characters, because I started watching with Dad back when it came out. Mm-hmm. She was one of the first characters that was a protagonist that was female that I watched.
How old were you in 2016? 14?
Hmm. Beyond a Princess movie.
Yeah, true. That's true. Like,
I mean, I guess Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah, sure. But like, was more powerful than her male counterparts.
Right. Like, actually had superpowers.
Like, exponentially more powerful.
Yeah. And it was...
That's
people
formative.
Fascinated about her, not like I don't know. I just think I was like, yeah, she deserves this, and I want her on my Mount Rushmore.
I think that's great.
Why were you shocked?
I don't know, because I guess I didn't. When I thought about Stranger Things, it was really hard for me to pick a protagonist, and one character from Stranger Things I had really considered in putting in my next category, but didn't make it. But I had really thought they're all just a bunch of really prominent side characters. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I don't know if there is a protagonist. So I was floored, and I was just floored that, I don't know, I feel like there's so many other series or universes of fictional characters that would rank above that, but I'm now learning of how formative this character was for you. And that's really wonderful and endearing to hear.
Stranger Things has a big spot in my heart. And I don't know why. I think that was because of the bonding it created with Dad and I. That was the first time we watched like a show together, just us. Mm-hmm. And then we started watching Vikings, like
The Walking Dead,
and all of that stuff. And there were other protagonists from both of those things that almost made it. Mm-hmm. But I just thought, and I was thinking also like people visiting. I think a lot of people would resonate with Elle being up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I also think it's really empowering to see a powerful protagonist that is quiet and reserved and
Not
willing to learn. I think a lot of protagonists are really snappy and witty and can sometimes be somewhat arrogant, and they're not willing to learn. They end up learning lessons but kind of begrudgingly, versus this is just a very humble, powerful person.
She's relatable because she's a child, you know? Like she is not.
She is 12, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, yeah, you deserve a spot on my Rushmore.
This might be one of my favorites, honestly. I was so taken aback, and I really loved your rationale.
Thank
okay,
you.
So let's recap. So your 4 protagonists
were Daenerys, Jack Sparrow, Harry Potter, and 11.
Mine were Katniss, Daenerys, George Bailey, and Annalise Keating. All right. Now we move on to secondary characters or side characters.
I am so excited for this one. You have no idea.
Okay, my first one is Hamish Abernathy.
I knew it.
I knew it. He's too good. He's too
so good.
I want him. I want everything about Hamish in an uncle, in a best friend, in
even
literally just
alcoholism?
everything. Well, I'm used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
His dry, sarcastic, really somewhat pessimistic humor.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's what you need to cut the ice without being too on the nose comedic relief. I really
like
love
you
his
and Drew.
character.
Katniss and Hamish.
Throw Drew and I in a dystopian universe and we become Katniss and Hamish.
I mean, or Steve too, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve
like
is
I
very,
see Hamish
well, obviously
and
without
Steve.
the
alcoholism, I guess.
and the trauma from being in a
Sure,
Hunger Games.
But yeah, I could easily see. Well, that's why I said uncle, because I kind of saw that figure.
Right.
Like, like Steve. There was this one time where Steve and I went on a drive because I think I had just turned 16 or something, and like he wanted to talk to me about life and just like his experiences and his advice and like share how he was there for me and wanted to be somewhere that I could lean on when I needed to without advice, but also he was there for advice, and it felt like that relationship between Katniss and Hamish, especially with his humor, especially
with Steve's humor. Was he a funny man?
Fun guy.
He was a fun guy. I got the pun.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Kronk.
Oh my shit. That was
Kronk.
a jump scare.
From Emperor's New Groove, for anybody that's wondering what the fuck is Kronk. He single-handedly made that movie 10 times better.
What was the line?
Pull the lever,
Cusco's
Kronk.
poison. The poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
He was such a good side character that they made a movie about him.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
There's a Kronk, or like a Kronk's like series.
That's fucking hysterical. As they should. As is their God-given
like,
right.
Kronk
Listen to the
was
people.
Just such pull the lever, Kronk. I cannot. He was so good. He was so stupid, yet so funny and so loving and warm, even though he was the villain's sidekick.
But like he wasn't.
He was for everybody. Yeah, Kronk had to make it.
That's so funny. That is so funny. I couldn't have even pulled that. Oh,
he was the first. He was the first person I thought of.
Nope, that's just Kronk.
Kronk.
That's so funny.
Right? Good one.
Yeah. Oh my God. Amazing one. He is the voice. Okay. So this is a good segue into my next one, because he is a voice actor that is consistently used within the pool of actors and producers that like of Jerry Seinfeld, Larry King. Mm-hmm. So he was the boyfriend in B movie.
Yes.
And my next person is George Costanza, who is like the best friend in Seinfeld, the sitcom.
Oh, I haven't seen Seinfeld.
With
that's so sad of me.
Alexander something or other, but he's so fucking funny. Like he has the exact comedic timing that I want from a 90s sitcom. Sometimes I didn't get that. Sometimes you don't get that from like 90s sitcoms with laugh track, but like George is iconic. George is absolutely iconic. People, please go watch Best of George Costanza, like on YouTube or something.
I'm gonna have to watch Seinfeld.
It's too good. Yeah, I
feel like I'm missing out on life right now.
Absolutely.
I'm
You
currently
totally
watching
are.
30 Rock. Shout out to Renee.
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, so the actor that is the voice actor for Kronk is
so he
makes
made it
a
on to yours.
cameo. Makes a cameo.
Oh.
No, he's not the voice.
Oh,
of Kronk.
he's not the voice.
No,
Sorry.
but the voice of Kronk works a lot with that group. So like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Larry King, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. Yep.
All right, ready for my next one?
Mm-hmm.
Creed Bratton from The Office.
I did consider Creed. Creed.
So I was like, okay, Dwight, but no, Dwight's way too much of a main character.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, he is.
But Creed has these one-liners that just knock you right in the face. They're so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Makes the show so enjoyable because it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck did you just say?
I want to say that he makes up maybe 1 to 2% of all dialogue in the course of that show. But if you were to make a list of top 20 lines, he would make up 50% of the lines.
Yeah.
Like, they're so well crafted. They don't overuse him. Mm-hmm. It's hysterical.
It's just perfection. It's like, it's just nice cheese.
Like, what type of cheese? What cheese would you compare Creed Bratton to?
Oh, I don't know. That's
like a
separate.
Gouda?
No.
Like
No. He's got to have a little bit of sour tang. He's got to have tang. He's got to have that monk bean that he sprouts that he grows.
You like gorgonzola?
Gorgonzola is tangy?
Yeah, it's kind of like blue cheese.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't know. This would have to be another podcast episode.
Sure. Characters as cheeses.
Honestly.
All right, want me to do mine? Mm-hmm. All right, my next one is Toph Beifong from Avatar.
Avatar?
Mm-hmm. She is iconic. I don't know.
I'm
what
surprised you put her
her
as side character.
Oh, she certainly is.
I would say be more main.
No. What
do you say Sokka is?
Side.
Wow.
I would say the main characters are Aang, Zuko. Honestly.
Not even Katara.
No. I would say, okay, well, this is the thing. If you were to rank them, it would go like Aang and Zuko, I think, would be number 1. And then Toph, Sokka, and Katara are like half a step below them, but still in like the upper echelon of main characters.
Mm-hmm.
But they support
They're still
the
supporting
development.
characters.
They support the development of Aang and Zuko, in my opinion. But she's just iconic. I mean, the one-line zingers, the sass, the inner strength, the confidence. You strive for that type of
She's really, really good.
Self-awareness and self-assuredness. Mm-hmm. And I want to be her.
Right.
What can I say?
What can she say? You ready for my next one? Yeah. Frozone.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's an
iconic one as well.
Iconic.
You've seen Incredibles 2, right? I just want to make sure. Mandy just told me the other day that she hasn't seen Incredibles 2, and I almost slapped her across the face.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
We saw it on Music Night.
With Mr. Harding.
With Mr.
Shout
Harding.
out Mr. Harding.
And Miss Simmons. I was with Maggie McDonald, and we got pizza from Whole Foods.
Yeah, that was much needed that was during our freshman senior year, call back to last episode, a much needed happy movie night.
Yeah.
Because rip buddy.
Rip a lot of things.
But yeah.
Boo, freshman year. Boo.
Anyway, the reason I brought it up is because I'm so happy that they gave Frozone as much screen time as they did in Incredibles 2.
Yes. And once again, just iconic line.
Everyone knows where's my super suit.
Yeah, everyone knows where's my super suit. You see his face on stone? Yeah, that's
also,
Frozone.
He has such cool power. He's essentially a waterbender.
Yeah, he is a waterbender.
Yeah, he's just a waterbender.
Frozone.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, my last one, Santana Lopez from Glee.
So interesting. Your side character. See, I was like, that's way too much of a main I would think that's too much of a main character.
Well, I classify them as secondary characters.
Okay.
Yeah. I certainly think Santana's not a main character, though. Maybe by season 5 or 6, but like that shit doesn't count. So
right.
It's not canon.
That's not Glee.
It's not canon.
That's Glee 0.5.
Sure.
Like half of Glee.
Yeah, sure. But
not 2.0.
Yeah, she has a venomous tongue. I would argue the best voice in that cast. Gone too soon, Naya Rivera. What an amazing character development of finding out her own identity and following her on that journey. And she's just a bitch. And sometimes it's just fun to watch mean people be mean and funny. I'll say it. Sometimes it's just funny.
What's that? I was just trying to be honest.
I just try to be honest with people when I think that they suck, you know?
When I think that they suck. Man. All right, can I go? Sid from the Ice Age.
Dear God, you like had it fits with your Mount Rushmore. It's the exact. It's not a trope, but like it fits in the same like category of secondary characters.
Yeah, they're all, and my other ones are also really good. First let me talk about Sid.
Yeah.
Sid from the Ice Age, iconic, just so good. So funny. Sid the Sloth.
Yeah. The last dandelion.
Like you can't tell me that's not iconic and doesn't deserve.
He is. I love his banter with Manny.
Yeah.
He just wants to take care of that kid.
Yeah. And can I say some of my other side?
Or was that your 4?
That was
Oh,
that was
so
my
you just
4.
have like a list of honorable mentions. Oh, so the one that I almost put on the list was Steve Harrington.
I love Steve. He's probably my favorite character in Stranger Things. Like I said, 11 is not my favorite character. I love Steve Harrington
because he embodies a great sense of self and growth.
You know who would be a really good side Eddie?
But yeah, I don't know. People are on the Eddie train, and I'm like, he's fine. He's a good good
great.
Character, but
he was amazing.
Yeah, sure, but he was just as good as any of the other ones. But people are like,
I love
him
Steve.
On a pedestal, and
I love Steve. This one's gonna make you think. Ray from Princess and the Frog.
The side character animated pipeline that you have journeyed on is bananas to me.
The other ones are also all animated.
What the fuck? Mine, I have Moira Rose, Hurley from Lost, Tasty Jefferson, Donkey from Shrek, Tom Haverford.
I had Donkey from Shrek.
Red from Shawshank Redemption, Patrick Star.
You're telling me you didn't have Mushu?
I did not have Mushu.
That's so good. But my top 4: Kronk, Creed Bratton, Frozone, and Sid.
And my
Sid
Mount
Sloth.
Rushmore, Hamish Abernathy, George Costanza, Toph Beifong, and Santana Lopez.
Beautiful.
What a juxtaposition.
Crazy. Crazy the difference. Oh, this one.
All right.
This one makes me tingle.
Our last category?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our last category is hot take hate. Who is a character that you hate that a lot of people don't? Or that a lot of people love? I think Abby would like to start as it gets her blood boiling.
I would. Can I go?
Yes.
Fuck Sansa Stark. I literally hate that bitch. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Congratulations, Sophie Turner, on your new baby.
No, love Sophie Turner so much. Sophie Turner as an individual, love. But the character Sansa Stark bothers me so much. Can we just say she, once again, spoiler alert, had to catch myself there. She was the downfall of Daenerys and Jon's relationship.
Absolutely. Stupid bitch couldn't keep her mouth shut.
Couldn't keep her mouth shut. She didn't learn anything. She was the one female character that got somewhat of a good ending, and that pissed me the fuck off.
Arya did too.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh, she's just exploring.
Yeah, it was throwaway. Yeah,
it was throwaway. It was like, and also Sansa didn't fucking deserve. She did nothing. That bitch did nothing.
Yeah. She told people when they needed barrels of wheat and oil.
She was a know-it-all. It's all I ever wanted. Well, you got your dad fucking killed, idiot. She literally sucks so hard, and anybody that thinks that she's empowering for women needs to take a step and...
Yo. Chill.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so... to know...
Can I just... Sorry, I just need... Unfortunately, I will say I have a lot of women on my own. When I was looking at this, I was like...
All mine are men.
But then I was thinking, who wrote the women's stories?
Sure. But all mine are men. I support women's rights and I support women's wrongs. I do not support men. Okay, so first, Jim Halpert. That arrogant little smug little bitch can suck my dick.
I like Jim Halpert.
I like him. The profanity right there. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're really releasing it right now.
Yeah, we're really being profane with our hot take hates right now.
Just make my blood boil.
He shrouds his selfishness in these declarations of love for Pam, but he's not consistent. he really just antagonizes Dwight to a point of
It's bullying, for
yeah,
sure.
of bullying. And I don't know, he's just arrogant. Like it's just insufferable to me.
It is.
It's not enjoyable. I like literally don't find
But
any part of him endearing.
See, I like him because I also think I romanticize a lot of their relationship.
Probably. And what's really frustrating is people love Jim because they don't like Pam. And
I like
that
Pam.
yeah, I like Pam as well. She's just the
fine.
most normal person in the office.
Yeah, so
people
she's
feel
boring.
underwhelmed by her, but she is just normal. And I think if you're gonna I could talk at length about why people hate Pam but love Jim so much. It really bothers me.
It does really bother her.
But
and she has a valid reason.
I don't like Jim Halpert. I think that unfortunately he's integral to the story, obviously, but I do not really like him. I don't like a lot of his bits.
And
I just don't like
your
him.
explanation is valid, yet I like Jim Halpert.
Fine.
So that's all I gotta say about that.
Right.
My next one you're not gonna know, but Kate Pearson from This Is Us.
No, I know you hate that bitch.
She fucking pisses me off so much. Biggest victim complex I've ever seen.
This is hurting me, Abby. I gotta be honest. The fact that there's so many women that you're bringing up, it is
my
hurting
next
me.
one's probably gonna hurt you more.
It's really hurting me, and I would really love you to check on.
I did check on it, and I looked up men after because while I was doing it, I was like, wait a second.
This is just deep indoctrination rearing.
I don't know if it is. I think it's just I don't like them as human beings. I think it's just people as people.
People don't exist in isolation.
Okay, well, she was the fuck. Sorry, I gotta calm down.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Abby, no offense, spoilers, I guess, but if you were in her position, you would totally carry that guilt with you for your entire life, and that would change and taint.
That's not the reason why I don't like her.
I think that guilt that she carries taints all of her decisions.
Spoiler alert. Can I say?
Yeah. She
treats Toby horribly.
Oh, I don't know that.
And they get a divorce. And it pisses me off, and she hooks up with her coworker. They get married, whatever. And like
I thought her and Toby ended up together.
They were married. And Toby literally was dropping everything for her. He moved from San Francisco.
Maybe she is just a bad character?
Yeah, she's just a bad character.
Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to defend someone I don't know.
And Toby was like, I'm moving to LA to be with our family and try and fix this.
Our family?
Yeah, did I not say that?
Who's
Kate and Toby. They had 2 children.
Oh,
they have 2 children.
Oh.
And because Kate was upset that he was somewhere else and he wanted them to move because he makes all the money. Mm-hmm. And he's like and he brought her on this trip, was so romantic about it, showed her this house that he was willing to put in an offer and was like, this is where it has a park down the street. And she was like, no, not cool with it.
Why didn't she want to leave?
For selfish reasons, because she liked where she was living.
Was she near her family?
Nope. Maybe her mom, but they all live in California.
Okay.
And then so Toby moves back and tries to fix on their relationship, and she's nagging him, saying he's a bad parent, that he's a bad father, that he's not there for Jack, who's their son, who's blind. Deep. And they go to counseling and stuff, and Toby shows up there, and Kate's late.
Abby, you're late to literally everything.
Yeah, but to something that's important.
Sure.
And she really just leaves an unsettled feeling in my stomach.
It sounds it.
I can't talk more about it because it's really making me
sound
upset.
like you can. No. Anyway, so would you recommend watching This Is Us or like?
No, this is a phenomenal show. I think it's actually really realistic. Yet she doesn't think that she did anything wrong in the relationship, and they're both at fault. I'm not saying Toby's perfect, but man, does she have to check herself?
Okay, gotcha. Okay, my next one is pretty similar. That these 4 people all fall into pretty much the same exact fucking category. Chandler Bing.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I said that in some other episode. I'm just an anti-Chandler Bing stan. Every time I watch Friends and I laugh at something he says, I get mad. I just really don't like him. I don't think he's a good friend. I don't think he can read a room. He's worse at reading a room than I am. And he's insensitive. He is always the one that's making jokes. Like, so Friends, I really enjoy the show, but they really abuse like a lot of tropes about like sexual orientation and stuff, like making fun of Ross for his ex-wife being a lesbian or like all these gay jokes and whatever. And he is always kind of like the most the biggest perpetrator of all of those jokes, and it's just really bothersome to me because it's such a fragile defense mechanism, and I'm like, you need to grow up. And I also just don't like that he ended up with Monica. I know that's a hot take as well. It just seems really forced. I like have been watching Friends again to see how their friendships developed, and if they, it just seems so random to me, and I don't see how, I don't get it, but whatever. Yep. Anti-Chandler bang. Chandler bong.
You're not gonna like my next one at all.
Oh boy.
And it doesn't have a lot of substance behind it. I'm just gonna say I just don't like her.
Okay.
It's Jasmine from Aladdin.
What the fuck, Abby? That is a like hour and 20-minute princess
She
movie.
really bothers me, like insanely bothersome. I don't know why. No idea. Just always has. She's always bothered me.
What? She speaks like 7 times.
She just really bothers me. I don't know what else to say. She was third on like who I thought of too.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I'll do my next one.
Yeah, we don't have to go deep into that.
Sealy Booth from Bones.
I haven't seen it.
He's the main character alongside Temperance Brennan, and he is just this arrogant but fragile man. He's so fragile. And he just cannot deal with the idea of having emotions or being kind or empathetic to someone that doesn't look like him. And it's just infuriating. But some people think he's funny, or I have no idea, but I'm not a fan. It's really not that complicated, but Sealy Booth.
This one was kind of because I just don't really like him. Okay, let me say who it is first, Abby. Luke Skywalker. I think that he's entitled. I think that he is overprotective of Leia. Actually jealous. And it's weird. It's weird even if they weren't siblings.
I don't think he's jealous of Han Solo at all.
Maybe I should rewatch Star Wars.
I like literally don't think
I don't know. It still bothers me.
Sure, he's like really annoying and whiny.
Yeah, he's annoying and whiny. And I'm like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
People have it just as hard as you. Like, maybe, I don't know, reflect on why you're being this way. I don't know. Just a thought.
Just throwing it out there, Luke.
But I don't know if I wanted to have him on my Mount Rushmore now that I'm thinking about it.
Because I have his place in the
but they're a woman.
Abigail, we're gonna have a serious talk after this. I would never have let this aired if I knew this.
Okay, you do have one male. One male, but he's another male.
Great.
Do you want me to say who's?
Yes.
Ted Mosby.
Oh, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I feel like Ted Mosby might trump.
Oh my god. What a waste of life Ted Mosby
No,
is.
I don't mind him. I think he's obviously integral to the plot because it's about him and his life. But like, I don't know. He's
But let's just
Ted.
get this straight. Besides each episode and how individually annoying and entitled he is in each episode, let's just think of the overall overarching thing here. He went on a 9-year explanation to tell his kids that he's still in love with ramen and not their mom that died of cancer.
Yeah.
And to ask their permission to go fuck Robin.
That's really
rough.
What
the shit? And I know that that's not on Ted and it's on the writers or whatever, but like, bruh.
Yeah.
It's like how, like,
so I might swap him out for Luke because I feel like Luke.
No, you can swap him out for a woman.
I don't know. No, I'm keeping my woman there. Well, I have multiple other women that I would have chosen, and we're not going to share it.
I don't want to hear them. I'm going to give my last one because it'll piss you off, Sawyer.
Yeah, that does piss me off. Fuck you. Sorry.
I love his character development. I think they did a really good job with his character development. I really only like his character? 5. I really only like it in season 5.
Do you like his character? Period.
Season 1 through 4?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
There's too much of his character that I don't like for it to outweigh the parts that I do like. He's the most selfish, greedy bastard ever.
And yet Jack is okay?
Yes. I don't know how you could possibly compare those two characters and objectively say that they are of equal selfishness.
They're foil characters, obviously.
Yeah, so they're opposite. So Jack's selflessness.
No, it's when you're actually pretty similar. But there are some things that are very different that makes one character seem better than the other.
Yes. Jack is the better one. Abby.
Yeah, but I love Sawyer, so no. Fine. I'll just burn down your Mount Rushmore.
Do not. Do not. That is a historical landmark, you bitch.
I'll take a jackhammer.
No.
And carve in a woman.
Abigail, it's too far. We are going to stop this recording. I'm going to have a stern talking with you. I feel completely and utterly sucker punched.
Well, it's my Mount Rushmore.
Oh my God.
You can't do anything.
How many of your protagonists were women?
I tried to make it as even as possible.
We are here for women's rights and women's wrongs.
Two.
Okay.
Two
All
are
right.
now.
I want to tell you some of my
I'm about people. Okay?
We're going to have a conversation. Abigail, people do not exist in isolation. Their identities
Yes, I know,
don't exist in a vacuum.
Meg. I was making a joke.
I can't tell. Okay, so I want to say some of my other, like a couple of my other villains that I wanted to put on because
but we didn't give our Mount. We didn't do our, our top 4 for that one. We have to just say
okay.
it.
Okay, mine are Sealy Booth, Sawyer, Jim Halpert, Chandler Bing.
Mine was Sansa Stark, Kate Pearson, Jasmine, and Luke Skywalker.
Anyway, so a villain that I wanted to reference, I just wanted to have a conversation about this villain as we were talking about Incredibles 2. This villain just didn't make the cut. It's Screenslaver from Incredibles 2.
That's interesting.
I remember the first time I watched Incredibles 2, and the first time where Elastigirl's swinging through the city trying to find Screenslaver, and the message about how humans like to live close to danger to fuel their adrenaline, but they like to be removed. I was so moved by that. I was like, I literally was like, that's so right. I was like, it's all the
societal
villain,
things that she loves.
I was like, this villain in a Disney movie for children is reflecting on something that's so accurate right now. And why? Like, for example, why do people like to post images and videos of tragedy?
That's true.
Why? Because people like to be in close proximity because it either makes them feel secure that they are not in that situation. They like to show that they can be in close proximity to something tragic with no actual risk to their mental health. Like, there are so many ways in which screens and the internet allow us to be adjacent to things that seem to empower us, but is actually just somewhat cowardly or removed.
Yeah.
And I felt that was so compelling and way too complex and nuanced for The Incredibles 2 that I just had to give it a shout out.
Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah. I remember sitting there and I was like, what the shit?
Having an existential crisis.
I was like,
Incredibles 2.
Do I agree with this person? Well, like, that is also an indicator of me of a good villain. When I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, do I kind of agree right now? And then I'm like, no, but they're going about it differently.
I would say I can see a lot of things that I'm like, yeah, I would do that as a villain.
Yeah, exactly. And that's super interesting
I can see that.
to me. That's super interesting. Did you have any other villains that you were considering?
Yeah. My second person that I thought of was Vector from Despicable Me.
Oh my fucking God.
Because he's so iconic. He's so funny. Like, my childhood was Vector. So good.
I'm sorry.
As you can see our difference.
I'm sorry.
Max, the interest.
Oh my God.
Come on, he's so iconic.
No, he certainly was.
And then, this one's so good.
I don't know if I'm mentally prepared to hear this.
Hopper from A Bug's Life.
Oh my God.
Hopper. He was terrifying. He was such a good villain.
They did a really good job on, like, when he would walk, the like little crinkly sounds.
Totally creeped out. Literally, his presence just made me want to shit my pants.
Skin crawling. A skin crawling effect. Okay, I would love to take this end to talk about, referencing our first episode, how your list of how you've sorted all these people reflects your perception of yourself in characters, or what you value in characters, or what you hate in characters.
So I hate women. No,
I'm
just
kidding.
God. I'm kidding. That is a joke. That is a serious joke.
Okay. Okay.
I did it to get under her skin. I think a lot of the side characters. I had a lot of animated things
you
on there.
did.
I think I didn't realize how much the things I watched in my childhood affected my list.
Yeah, that's I completely agree. I feel like I got that sense as well. You seem to have picked people that were really formative for you.
I mean, one of the protagonists up for the running was Quasimodo from
Abigail Paul.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that was
Yeah, I guess your understanding of iconic
right.
was, how would you describe?
How impactful it was for me, and most of the things that I watched like early on in my life were very impactful to my development as a human being.
Okay. Yeah, I totally understand that. And like my understanding of iconic was, what did this character do that set them apart from others, that made them kind of a model of human complexity in this character trope?
Right.
Like, I value complexity in my life.
I was gonna ask if we were going to do like most complex characters, but then I was like, no, Meg's just definitely doing that.
Yeah, I just am.
I went more for like famous, iconic, just
whose faces do you want to see on the side of a motherfucking rock?
Yeah, and you can't tell me you don't want to see Sid the Sloth or Kronk.
Imagine the wide set eyes on those rocks.
Yeah.
For Sid the Sloth.
It's just, I think that I love my okay, honestly, the one that I don't like is the Hot Take Hits, because, Hot Take Hates, because, yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
It is sad. But you know what?
And I feel the way that I feel.
Yep. It's valid. And yeah, I would say that we're gonna leave you off with that. Think about your Mount Rushmore. Comment on ours. Leave yours in the comment down below. Make sure to interact on our IG with our stories or whatever to tell us your thoughts. And think about how fictional characters are iconic for you.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Stay nutty, my friends.
Stay